So, good morning and welcome. We'll stay seated and we'll do some different moves on the floor. And as I was saying, recording, if you need to, when we're doing some salutation, you can come up and use the chair. So we're going to start with our breathing exercise. You don't have to sit cross legs, you can sit straight leg. If you really want to, you can go down into this position here. Or you can place your back against the wall, you can have your legs straight, you can have one straight, one bent, it doesn't matter. Anything that feels comfortable for you. We are going to cross our legs in a bit. So this meditation is Krishna hand gesture or heart gesture, and it works on the area of the heart. So it strengthens the heart, it stretches the heart, it helps the heart to function better. But also spiritually, it can help to get rid of any burdens, any sadness, help you to overcome new obstacles, new challenges. So with this, we have our right hand facing towards our chest and our left hand facing away, and we grip the hands. So they're kind of like that. As we breathe in, we pull the hands apart, and as we breathe out, we relax the hands. I'm going to then tell you at one point to relax the hands, and you're going to bring them and place them just onto your heart here. So you can, again, count your breath as you breathe out. You could say a prayer, or if there are things, new challenges, things in your life that you want to help, you need to get rid of some sadness, or like I said, there's a new something new happening. Then focus on that and imagine you overcoming the challenge. Negative ones will try to push in when you try to do that. Try to change that round and turn it to a positive outcome to a situation. So I'm going to turn my music on. Let's do it for a minute.
Like this. Like this.
Yeah, so pulling, so as you're breathing in, you're kind of pulling apart, and as you're breathing out, relax. Try to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed as well. Place your hands onto your heart. And breathe in, lifting our arms up. And breathe out. Lovely. So, if you've got crossed legs, you're going to swap them over. You can always just have one crossed leg if you want to. That makes it easier. So we're going to stretch our neck muscles. So we're going to breathe out and bring our chin down towards our chest. And breathe in, taking our hip. Breathing out. And breathing in. And bringing it back to center. So we're going to tuck the chin in and we're tick-tocking the neck. So we're bringing it over to the side and then over to the other side. We're doing 4 on each side. And bringing it back to center. And again, tucking the chin in and turning, looking over the shoulder. And then the other shoulder. Bringing it back. So we're going to change our leg position. So I'm doing a half one, but you can do double. Again, we are going to change the leg. Now, if you need to, if you find that you don't like the knees dropping down, it's put too much pressure on your hip, you can always put a block underneath, and that will kind of give the legs some rest, so you don't drop down too much for you. So everything is exactly the same if you're here or here. And all we're going to do later on is I will get you to swap if you've got the double leg cross, but I'm doing single leg cross. Let people decide to stay here if they need to. You can always do it straight legged as well. If you want to do straight legged, you can take both of them out. So we're going to breathe in, lifting up, and we're going to breathe out, reaching forward. We're then going to breathe in, lifting up. And we're going to move over to the side, breathing out, stretching out to the side. We're going to breathe in, lift up. And breathe out to the other side. Breathe in, lift up. Now we're going to twist and look back. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out, bring it down. So we're going to change sides. And just change your legs if you've already stretched them. If you haven't, stay exactly where you are. We're just doing it again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Going over to the side. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Twist. Out. In. And breathe out. Breathe in, lift, and bring the arms all the way down. We'll bring our legs, bring them back to center, give them a shake. We're going to stretch the inner thighs. So we're bringing our feet on and we're bending them out to the side. Again, if you need to, you can always rest up. So we're just letting our legs flat. And then we're going to roll onto one side. And just give our leg a little push on you. And then you roll back. And then you roll to the other side. And just give a little push to the other side. Bring it back up. Bring your legs together and push back. Push it down that lower back. So we'll take it into a half cow face and arm. So you're going to bring your one leg up. Now you can leave it there, or you can see if you can take it across the body. Bringing that toe and we're pulling that toe back. If it's the right leg over, the left hand that goes up and the right hand that goes down. They don't have to touch. They can leave it. And you're just pulling the elbows back. If you can get them together, put them together, otherwise you're just going to stay here today. So you're holding it, you're pulling the arms back, look up, pull the toe back, breathe out, lean forward. As well as working the outer thigh on the top leg, we'll really working that hand. And bring it back up. Take the hands out. Take the foot up. Try the other side, so bringing it up, either turn it out or bring it over. If you can, pull it in. Pull the toe back. Same side that the foot is, that thumb goes up, the one goes down, we bring it in. Pull the elbows back, look up. Pull the toe back. Breathe out, reach forward. Still looking up. So the chin's going over the top of the foot. And then bringing it back up. Undo. Take it out. Try it one more time. Over foot. Bringing it in. Shoulders back. Breathe out. Reach forward. Use it over the top hand. So we take the have your band on the top hand. That's it, and then grab it from the bottom. And then walk your hand. Yes, that's it. Yes. I was looking at what your arms are doing, not what you do. And again, coming up. Taking the arms out. Last. bringing it back out. Take the arm down, bring the leg back to the middle. So we're bringing our foot in. Now, it doesn't matter what you do with this leg, I've just moved it out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. It can be there. Doesn't have to move any further. Otherwise, you won't do it. Now, if you can, you're going to pull your toes apart. You're going to grab one and then you're going to pull the other toe apart. You're just stretching them away from each other. Just kind of what I ask you to do when we're on the floor, what you're doing it yourself. Then you're going to pull all your toes back as if you're tiptoes, but you're not putting any pressure on the toes. You're making the same stretch through the leg with your tiptoe. Then we're going to bring the toes and the ankle and we're pulling it into a point. And then we're going to bring the whole foot and the ankle, grabbing from the ball of the foot, we're pulling it back. Trying to flex the foot as much as we can. Now, while we're doing all this with the foot, you may feel, especially if you've got any knee problems, you might feel that in your knee. That's all the ligament. Every time you're moving it, it starts from here. It starts from here. So you may feel it up there. Depends on if there's any blockages in the neck, where you feel it. And then relax. So before you go to the other foot, just think about how both feet feel. Do they feel exactly the same? The temperature of them the same? Do they, one feel heavier or lighter? Is there any tingling? Or do they feel exactly the same? It doesn't matter if they feel exactly the same. Just want you to know. Okay. So let's bring the other foot in. So again, we're opening the toes. You want to do a bit of cleave between your toes, then it's got to pull it. So we're pulling the toes, just the toes, backwards. Again, notice anything in the knee, the hip, or the opposite shoulder. We're going to take it into a point, and we're taking the whole ankle as well. And then we're going to take the whole foot into a flex. Bring it round, bring that foot in. The last one we're going to do, we're going to roll onto our belly. And we're taking ourselves into Sphinx. So our elbows are underneath our shoulders. We're pushing with our hands, starting with our neck really low and our bum kind of relaxed and everything kind of relaxed. You're then going to breathe in. You're going to slide your elbows back, lift your head up, lift your chin up, push into the top of your feet to lift your knees off the floor. You're working the whole of the back of the body. I'm going to spin round. And then let everything drop down, turn the elbows, let the top of the head go down, shake your bum. So we're bringing the elbows back underneath. We're sliding the elbows back. We're lifting the head up and out. And we're pushing the top of the feet so that the knees lift off the floor. And again, everything drops, shoulders roll out, head goes down, shake our bum. Now you can either push into child or you can roll and go into a backwards child. And then bring yourself up onto your bum so that you can watch and see how you feel about doing the this version of sun salutation. I'm also going to turn the aircon on for a little bit. Just until you finish sun salutation, and then I'll turn it back on. So, this would be a floor version of sun salutation. So instead of you coming up and back out, you just go straight from here. So from a child position, you'd roll over, push the down dog, come down to the knees, come forward, lift up to cobra, and back to child. So it's over and up, down and through and back. Now, I've put the knees down. You can always, as always, take out the knees. So it can be from child, over, back to child. Okay, so you can take it up or take it down. If you think, no, I don't think my knees are going to be able to do it, then go to the chair and do the chair version.
I need to go on chair. Because one knee can't touch the floor.
Okay, so yeah.
Then
Okay, the other one requires a lot of arm strength to not put your knees on the floor. So it'll be the same sort of thing, just doing it a bit slower. So I'll do it sideways. Now, if you need to, double your mat, triple your mat. Because again, that makes it a little bit easier for your knees to touch down. So we're going to start in child. We're pushing back to child. You're going to start in standing up, so it's a forward bend. So we're coming forward. We're tucking our toes and we're pushing up to down dog. We're coming over to plank. Knees come down. We're bending the elbows. We're coming through and lifting into cobra. We're then going back to child. We're coming up. So as we come up, kind of roll the spine as if you're going into a cat. Tuck in, you're pushing back. You're coming over to your plank, put your knees come down if you need them to. You're coming down, you're rolling through, you're lifting up. You're pushing back the child. Now, if this is hurting your hands, we can move it when we're coming down into Sphinx rather than Cobra. So coming down, bring the elbows down, lift up. Take the elbows underneath, push back. So one more. And take it back to child. Take your arms out, relax here. Remember, if this is too much, you can roll over and do an upside down version. Okay?
I'm okay. No, I'm okay, thank you. Fine.
Right, so you have to bring yourself back to the floor.
Okay.
Stay on. So with Pilates, it's all about pulling the stomach muscles in, holding in that pelvic floor. So the same way that we do at the beginning of our sun salutation, we pull the pelvic floor, and it's called the abdominal lock. So if you bring yourself up to seated, we'll work on the abdominal lock and the chin lock, which you're going to need all of these locks together, and they're called the great lock. So with this, you're trying to sort of get your hips to go slightly forward so that they move forward. If you've got a block, sometimes it's easier if you sit on a block, because it'll just make your hips kind of go into that position rather than being here. It'll help you to drop down. It doesn't have to be a block, it can be a cushion, it can be a bit of a rolled up on a mat. You want to try and just make sure that the hips roll forward. Now we're going to work on that pelvic floor. So you're going to isolate these muscles one at a time. We're going to imagine that we want to stop ourselves from breaking wind. And there's a little muscle up there that we can pull. Now it shouldn't be that we're squeezing the front muscle or our belly or our bum. There shouldn't be any other muscle tense except for that one muscle. So you should be able to breathe deeply into your belly, but still hold that back. So we'll let that muscle go. Now the next muscle is a little bit more at the front, and this is stopping ourselves from having a wee. So again, you try and stop yourself from having a wee. Now again, it should just be that front muscle. It shouldn't be the back one. That should be nice and relaxed. It shouldn't be your belly. You should be able to breathe into there, but you're holding that muscle in. They're all different muscles, but we tend to use them all together, which we will in a minute, but it's nice to be able to isolate each one so we know where they are. We're going to have some fun in. So relax. Then you've got your abdominal, which is this muscle here. And as you breathe out, you want to try and pull it back. Now you want to pull that back. You want to see if you can let go of their muscles down there, but you'll notice that's actually really hard. As soon as you pull that in, they want to engage as well. So it just makes it easier. But you're trying to just pull in that muscle and trying to relax these ones, which again takes a bit of work. And I'll show you how you realize that they're working separately. And so relax that muscle. Then we've got this other lock here, which is our chin lock. And this kind of stops our, has our throat in this position. And then as we pull the throat in, it kind of pulls it in this, so it kind of restricts the area that it goes in. Air can still get in, we're not completely closing it up, but we're just kind of changing the shape a bit. And it does that, but at the same time, all the muscles in the neck now have to come into work, and that's why they kind of go like that. So with this, it's like a drop down with the chin, and then you kind of suck the chin up and hold it back. But as you do that, these muscles in the back of the neck now have to really work. But you'll find that it's, my voice kind of changed a little bit because I can't get the air through the same way. But it's all these muscles here that are working. Now, all these muscles, so you can let go, actually. All these muscles, when you're doing any of these pelvic floor exercises, these are really important to do. And we have to do all of them together and try and hold them while we move the parts of our body. So we're going to start with a very sensitive part of our body. And like I said, I want you to try and get your hips to roll forward. So I want you to imagine that you've got a pea just there, and you're going to place your lady garden on top of the pea. Now, you're going to try and lift your pea up with the outside ones, which go side to side, and they go like that. You're going to try and grip your pea. At the same time, you're going to hold this muscle in and try and work to lift up your pea in that position. Lifting it up, drop it down, lift it up, drop it down. Now, have you found that one? There's one slightly higher up. That one goes side to side. The next one goes back to front. Same as that. So you're going to see if you can find that higher up one and move it back to front. And if you're feeling really energetic, you might be able to go side to side, back to front, side to side, back to front, side to side, back to front. So there are two muscles that you're trying to use as differently, but still trying to pull in that pelvic floor, still moving them muscles down there. Now, these feel like they're like nobody talks about these muscles. They are the most important muscles in our body, for women especially. They sit inside us like this, under here, and they hold all our insides inside. As we get older, and they start to weaken, so they go like this. And then when we sneeze or cough, they close in, and then they shoot open, and so we wet ourselves. The same thing happens with men, except their weave isn't down here, it's here, sitting over the top of their prostate gland. But the same thing happens, as it weakens, it falls out, it falls forward, so they get dribble. That is what, and it also keeps our uterus in. So if you've heard of prolapsed womb, it's because these have opened and the womb has just dropped through. So your insides start to drop out and they get trapped and they have to be pushed back inside you. And then they get a web and they sew you, and they do basically that web to hold you back in place, for the web inside. These are amazing muscles. So as well as doing that, the best thing they do is they increase our orgasm. They make our orgasm stronger, better, and easier to achieve. But they never teach that in school. And some women, by doing the P, actually had an orgasm without any intervention. So have a go, not necessarily on the bus, just in case it happens. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it lying down. So if you lie yourself onto your back, now with our lower back, we don't want want that arch in the spine. So we're going to think about moving this down. So we're going to move back and forward with the spine. But we're going to pull in our abdominal line, our root line. So we're pulling in the back and the front. We're pulling our abdominals. So we're pulling this one in here. We're pulling our chin back. So we're locking in the chin muscle. And now we're just going to try and lift our hips off the floor while holding all of that in. If it feels easy, it means that you're not holding anything and you're just doing that. That's not what you need to be doing. You need to be pulling everything in, squeezing it all in, and then trying to lift it. But still hold everything. So we're going to go up and down 8 times, but we're holding everything in. And breathing. And relax. Relax your bum, relax your stomach, pull your legs in, give your bum a little stretch. Now, like I said, if that felt too easy, you weren't pulling all them areas in. You have to pull in and hold that area. We're going to do it one more time. So again, squeezing into your pelvic floor, pull your abdominals back, suck your chin in, palms facing up. You're breathing in to lift up. You're breathing out to bring it down. And again, relax. Pull the legs in, relax them bum muscles. So you'll feel, as well as working inside in your core, it starts to work on your thighs and your hips. So even though it's doing one thing, which is the basic thing, the inside, we're working the out. So this one is a typical part Pilates one, it's for 100. With this, again, you're pulling in the pelvic floor, you're pulling your abdominal, and you're lifting your head off the floor, but not necessarily your shoulders. Your shoulders stay down and your palms are down. And you're pushing down, and as you push down, your shoulder blades may lift off the floor a little bit. They might not, it doesn't matter. What's more important is that you're pulling that pelvic floor, the abdominal, and you suck that neck back to protect the neck from here. It's called the 100. You're trying to do the 100, but if you do, we'll start with 20, we'll have a rest, and then we'll do another 20. But if you want to go up to the 100, you can go up to the 100. That's completely up to you. So pull the pelvic floor in, pull the abdominals, tuck the chin, bring your head off the floor, your shoulder blades touching the floor. Now from here, breathe out, push down, breathe in, come up. And relax. Now, hopefully you felt that in your belly and not anywhere else. Shouldn't be anywhere else. Should be in the shoulders or the head, because we're pulling back that neck. So we're going to try that one more time. Pulling that pelvic floor, pulling them abdominals, suck the chin back, lift up to the shoulders. Now, if you want, you can do it quicker. And relax. Lovely. So we're going to take it into side taps. So again, you're just going to come up to your shoulders and you're just going to slide round and see if you can touch your leg. If you can get all the way to your ankle, lovely, but it doesn't have to be. It can be to the side. And again, we'll kind of do 10 on each side. So we're doing 20. So tuck that chin in, pull that pelvic floor in. That's the most important thing. And you're just rocking side to side. And then relax. We're going to do that one more time. You okay? Everyone all right? So again, pulling that pelvic floor, pulling the abdominals, pull the chin back, and side to side. Again, you can always go quicker. Lovely. Make sure you're pulling that stomach muscle in so that it pushes down through the lower back. If you're not, then on off, you can see that the spine comes up. The minute you pull it in, it pushes that lower back into the floor, and so protect that lower spine. It's not less pain on there. So you'll do some kinetic. With this, you're going to use your force of your hand and the force of your leg. You're going to bring your leg up and you're placing your hand against your knee. Again, you're pulling that pelvic floor in, you're chucking that chin in, and you're pushing your leg one way and pushing back with your hand. So you're making a yin and yang force. But you're squeezing the stomach muscles, squeezing the pelvic floor, pulling in that chin. Good breathing. And relax. And that one you should have felt through the leg, but also through the front of the stomach, front side of the body. So bringing the leg up, bringing the other hand up, pelvic floor in, abdominals, chin tuck, and push. And relax. And do that one more time. So lift the leg, place the hand on the knee, pull the pelvic in, pull the abdominals, tuck the chin in, and push. Keep breathing. Make sure you're breathing. relax. And nothing. With the leg. Pelvic floor in, abdominals, shin tuck. Here we go. And relax. So we're going to bring our right foot and place it onto our left knee. And we're going to do that lift, that bridge lift. But again, we're going to try and pull in that pelvic floor, tuck in that chin, and see if we can lift our bum off the floor. So again, we're lifting up, taking it down. Pulling that pelvic floor and that abdominal. And one more. Take the foot down. Second, rest. Let the body readjust itself. And then we'll take it to the other side. Pull the pelvic floor in, the abdominals, the chin, and lift. And relax. Again, just let the body just find its space. You'll feel it settle down, the hips settle back down. So we're going to change that up a little bit. We'll bring our foot back up. And this helps to open up the hips. It's also one of the best ones if you've got sciatica as well. We're going to bring our hands towards our head and our elbows on the floor. We're pulling that pelvic floor in and we're rolling over. So lifting the shoulder off one side, so elbow towards our knee. And then we're rolling it back down. So the one elbow stays down and we're just rolling and then down. Remember to pull that pelvic floor in, tuck that chin. It's just about as far as you can take that arm. You're not pulling that head, it's just the elbow. You're seeing how far you can kind of stretch that over. And if the shoulder goes with it, the shoulder blade lifts. If it doesn't matter. Again, going to bring it down, take the arms out, take the foot down, Let the body just kind of settle itself. Make sure that you're relaxing that pelvic floor and that abdominal and that neck. So if we change feet, flex the foot, protect the knee, pull the pelvic floor, pull the abdominals, tuck the chin in, bring the arms underneath. Keep everything tucked. Bring the elbow to the opposite knee. Rolling in and rolling out. And like I said, if it's just there and the shoulder doesn't lift, that's okay. Just stay there. Keep that one. And bring it down. So again, let the body just relax out. Let the legs drop down. Take it to a kind of a walk pose. Just to let the body settle. So if we bring ourselves over onto our side. Now, you may want extra padding, again, underneath the elbow. From here, we're going to push up onto the side of our knee. Now, again, if this is too much on your knee, you may have to take it. If it's too much on your knee, take it down to here. So if you feel you can't go up onto your knee, then take it down. So don't want it back down. Now, if you're on the floor, all you're going to do, and you're still doing this, it's still this, but you're lying down. You could take it up into plank and bring it up and down. So your choice, okay? I'm going to stay down, most of us are down. So if you're down, place your hand in your head. Other hand, other hand. The hand that's on the floor.
Oh.
That's it. And then that, place that one on your hip. Now from here, just bend the knee in and back out. But again, pull that pelvic floor in. Pull them abdominals. Just bringing it backwards and forwards. One. Bringing it down. So we're going to change sides. So remember, you can go up. You can go onto your hands. It all depends on what your knee can do. But I'll stay down here. Hand on your head, pull your pelvic floor in, pull your abdominal, knee in towards your elbow and back. And then rolling all the way over. Again, you can be up here and you're going to move the foot forwards and backwards. Again, if it's too much on your knee, all we do is we take it down, we still pull the pelvic floor in. We're keeping the body nice and straight and we're moving the foot backwards and forward. But we don't want our hips to move backwards and forwards. It's just the leg moving back. We can hold on to the front. Then pull in that pelvic floor. And then bring it back. Roll onto your belly. Stay here for a sec. Then bringing yourself to the other side. So again, at any point, or bringing it down, depending on what the knees feel like, what the arms feel like. But remember to pull in that pelvic floor, then abdominals. And again, bringing it in, roll to your belly, let your head come down. So from here, we're going to bend our knees. We can place our head either on the floor, so it can be here if we want it to be, or we could lift it up and place it there, so that we're in a half bend already. We're bending the knees, flexing the feet, and pushing our feet into the air. And then we're going to bring them down, bring our arms forward, let our head drop down. Again, if we bring ourselves up, the arms up first, then we bend the legs. Remember to pull that pelvic floor in, pull them abdominals, and lift. And again, drop the feet, take the arms out, place top of the head down into a dark shape. we're going to take our hands out to the side and we're turning them so that the thumbs are pointing upwards. We're looking towards the floor. We're lifting the arms up. And if you can lift your chest, that's fine. And then you're bringing it back down. So we're going to do 8 of those, just lifting up as much as you can. So you're tucking that chin in, pulling that pelvic floor in, pulling them abdominals, breathing in, lifting the arms, breathing out, bringing it down. Stretch the arms out, tuck the chin, let the body relax down. Release and relax all the abdominals, relax the shoulders. Doing that one more time. So roll our hands, give ourselves a thumbs up. Tuck the chin in and back. Pelvic floor in and abdominals in. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, let it roll down. So we're going to take it into frog or half frog. Now, full frog, it's killed my knees. You need to bring the outside edge of your feet into this position and you're bringing yourself down to here. And we're going to kind of do a cat and cow in this. But we're going to do it half. I'm going to go into a half. So from where we are on the floor, you're bringing yourself up onto your elbows and you're just bringing one foot in, one knee. So one knee is coming in, you're just doing that. And then you're just going to push up into a kind of a cat position and then down and look up into a cat. So just from here, you're moving backwards and forwards and you'll feel that into the opposite leg, straight leg. It doesn't matter how much you do or how little you do, you'll feel that movement. Bring that leg back down. Again, if you want, you can just turn the arms out. Give the bum a little shake. Now, this, like I said, you should feel it stretching through the front, the psoas muscle here, when you're doing that stretch, as well as the outside. So we're bringing ourselves back up onto our elbows, and we're sliding the other leg out. From the hips, we're pushing straight into each shoulder into the calf. We're dropping down, we're looking up into the calf. Again, bring the foot down, turn the arms out, let the head drop down. We're going to do a very similar thing, and this is a stretch for the lower back. So with our leg pulled up, we're going to come up onto our arm, we're going to turn our elbow underneath so that we're looking over the back. You can feel that. We're going to bring the knee down, forward. We're taking the knee up. We're pushing up, taking the hand underneath, so it's the opposite way, and bringing ourselves down. If our head doesn't touch the floor, we can always make a fist with one hand so that our head has to rest. And we'll feel this through the lower back and also through the shoulder muscle as well. It's a nice one to stretch out the whole of the back of the body. And then bringing it back out. Bring the leg back down again. Just let the body drop into a dark position. So we can roll ourselves onto our back. We'll finish with again, another stomach exercise, a bum up. Now with this, we're having the legs up in the air and we're forcing the bum, the hips up in the air. We're not forcing the legs over. We're trying to push the bum up in the air. Now, if that's too much, you could always have a chair. Obviously, I'll put it on the thingy, so don't copy me out for a minute. And then you could just lift up with the chair, or go forward. Have your feet on the wall and push the hips up rather than going backwards. So any of those are okay. I'll stick with the chair as you go moving too far. Brought the chair in if you want it. Make sure the chair's on the mat, otherwise it will fly away. Have your legs on top of the chair as if you're doing a bridge, but we're doing it from the chair. But the same, if you want to do it from here, you're pushing the hips up in the air. We're pushing from here. So we're lifting up and going down. Up and going down. And then we're going to take a rest. Bring the legs in. Do that one more time. Watch this. So we're from here, making sure that your feet's down on the chair. And then you're pushing up and back down. That's it. Or you're just lifting your bum off the floor. It's not on your mat. That's it. Just one of your legs isn't on. And then when you're ready, bring them back into order. So we're going to move our chair up and then bring your feet back down. We're going to bring our right leg up in the air and flexing the foot, point of the foot, sorry, pull the leg in towards. Then knee, bring it down. Try the other side, so bring it up, pull the leg in. Let's change. We're bringing the leg up. Now we're going to straighten that bottom leg. So pointing both of them, putting them in. Do that upside down squeeze. And we're going to swap legs. You want to keep that bottom leg on the floor. We don't want it lifted up off the floor. And again, bringing them in, bringing them down. We're going to do a cross. Now, you could do this in the air, or you could keep the feet on the floor. And I'm going to keep my feet on the floor. So I'm just crossing the right leg over the left leg, taking the arms out, palms up, and I'm just taking the legs over towards the left. So it's the right leg on top. I'm taking it to the left, but I'm keeping my right shoulder on the floor. And you'll feel this stretch through that hip and around the back. I'm bringing the legs back to center. I'm going to change them over. So this is eagle. So I've got my feet on the floor. Like I said, it can be here, and you're bringing them over. And I'll stay here. Bringing my legs over to the side, but keeping my shoulders flat down. Make sure your shoulders are down. That's more important. Bringing it back. Bring the feet together and take them out, so that the heels are together, and just letting the legs just rock. Bring the legs together. And you can either push them out and let them go into corpse pose, or keep them bent, take the feet apart, keep the knees together. If you want, you could bring your hands back into Ganesh mantra and just let them rest over the chest, pulling out as you're breathing in, relaxing as you're breathing out. When you're ready, you're just letting them turn and then just sit onto the heart. About 6 pulls. I'm going to turn the lights out. Make sure that your jaw's nice and relaxed. And if you can, just let your tongue sit between your teeth. And that way, if you've got to bite your tongue, but try to grip your jaw, you bite your tongue. Just imagine the skin on the face just dropping down, the hair falling back, the skin around the neck moving towards the floor and smoothing out. The chest muscles relaxing, shoulders relaxing. The hands placed over the heart. Make sure that you're not gripping your stomach muscles or your pelvis. They're nice and relaxed. And then into that lower back. Making sure that your bum cheeks are relaxed. Your legs feel heavy. Feet feel heavy. So your bones tend to metal. You've just been up to the floor. Just very nice, relax. Your legs are bent, straighten them out. Take your arms above your head. As you breathe in, stretch your fingers, stretch your toes. And as you breathe out, let the body out. Reach one arm, and then the other. And again, breathe out. Pull the knees up towards the chest. You can take the legs round and step. Massaging that low. And then take it in the opposite direction. Roll yourself onto your sides. And stay here. Just ask yourself the question, how do I feel? And listen to the answer. Keep your eyes closed until the lights come on. Very good. Okay, thank you for joining me.